Okay, for segment one today, we are coming up on the end of Heroes Unlimited. I didn't think it was going to take this long to get through all this, but you know what? There's a lot of stuff to this game, and that's actually, you're going to see this game is much different than the one we're doing as the follow-up to this game, which I think I got it narrowed down to 3 episodes, maybe 4 at the most, because half that book is just how to create creatures. That's it. So Heroes Unlimited, though, has all types of powers, and we went through all of them from magic to psionics to experiments to aliens to robots to whatever, so on and so forth. Now, we finally get to show you the super abilities and the equipment. So remember, RPG Digest is a live stream podcast discussion, not a concise step-by-step tutorial. We may deviate off topic and go on tangents. Please enjoy. Here are the 3 rules to live by. This is actually what started it. Dolly Pop said she didn't like escapism, not representation.
Why?
That's what started it. I think she took it to mean something that was a little different, but then again, her attitude is, who cares if somebody wants to represent themselves? So, whatever. Let's move on. That's a tease for a different live stream. There you go. Entertainment over activism and natural inclusion, not forced diversity at your table. And you can find us on these fine places here. Join us on our Discord. I don't even have to post on Discord anymore. Everybody's conversing with themselves. It's awesome. Like, I jump in there from time to time. You know, I my work doesn't allow me to have access to the stuff anymore. So people tag me and I'll see it on my phone and then I'll forget about it because I'm not tagged anymore after the fact. But and you can buy our merch off Redbubble. I still blame Redbubble for raising prices because I haven't sold a single item since they raised prices. Maybe I need to shout it out more or something. I don't know. And we have a live stream schedule here. On Sundays at 1 p.m. Central, we have RPG Digest live stream. You're watching it right now. Or in the future. Maybe it's not Sunday for you and you're watching it on YouTube later on. But you know what? You can watch us live, join the chat on Sundays. We dive into fundamentals in segment 1, provide obnoxious opinions in segment 2, and let viewers call in during segment 3 on Thursday. I did not watch this Thursday or Saturday, so Heathen Dog, how well was DDO this week in quick format? Because this is the video side.
All right. We did one mission on Elite, and we got team wiped after about 2 minutes. We decided to skip that mission until we're higher level, and then we went to another one, and we did okay. We did all right. It was all right, but the first one was just a wipe. I mean, a single fire trap one-shotted me. Just boom, I'm dead. Like, what the hell happened? I don't even know. I had all the resistances up, I had everything, but no, dead. So we're like, all right. And Garthon was like, aren't we supposed to have fun? This is not fun. Let's do something fun. So we went to another mission and we had fun. So there you go.
And that is what you can expect on both Thursdays and Saturdays. That kind of not having fun, because nobody needs to have fun playing video games. Right. And on Fridays, I'm back on the Friday Chill stream, having a really good time at the Friday Chill stream. People jump in. We talk about all types of gaming stuff. So there we go. This has already been too long. You probably skipped this anyway. So let's go on to, that's next week.
That's next week. Nope, don't do that.
Well, I just gave away the answer of who won.
Yep.
Did you see it? Did you see who won?
Yeah, I saw.
Okay.
I saw.
Dang it.
Right, which edition? We're doing second edition because it is the current edition and it aligns with Rifts, which is what Kevin wanted to happen. So that's what we're doing.
Getting the screen up now. Oop. Why does that not look big enough?
PDF page 223.
220. Get out of my way. Scroll. There we go. There super ability. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I don't want to look sideways the entire time. I did it again. Pro streamer. Wow, this really is going to go into segment 2 today when you start talking about what our topic there is. Boom. There we go. We got some bad refrigerator art on the wall, some Batman looking guy with a goatee coming through, and super abilities.
Yep. Phasing through the wall. Okay, super abilities. The way they define it is super abilities are extraordinary powers that allow otherwise normal humans to fly, turn invisible, transform into something inhuman, project damaging beams of energy, and dozens of other superhuman-like things. Unlike magic, which is a learned skill in channeling a powerful force, super abilities come from within the person and are as natural to the super being as seeing, hearing, and speaking is to us. Other powers in this book, psionics, magic, they're all based upon a reserve of energy. For magic, it's PPE. For psionics, it's ISP. But super abilities, unless specifically stated, do not have this reserve of energy. They just work every time. They may take multiple actions per round, or even, a single action per round, or the whole round, but they will always work. There's no supply. There are specific exceptions, and I'm going to get to those specific exceptions, but as a
And there are
general
some
rule,
durations, right?
there's some that are durations. There's some that actually drain hit points. I'm going to get into that. But for the general rule, there is no pool of energy that can run out.
I just want a side
And
note
the
here. I did
super
not ignore chat. We'll get back to some of that in a little bit. We just want to move on.
We will. And there are a varied amount of powers. Some you'd think are obviously stupid, but then you look at it a different way. You're like, okay, I guess that could be useful. So
And don't forget synergy.
Yeah, synergy, exactly. Now, especially when rolling randomly, you have to understand that super abilities, sometimes you have to struggle to figure out how it's going to be useful, but you will find it. All of these powers are useful in combat, out of combat. There is a useful, way to go about utilizing this ability. It wouldn't be in the book if it was useless. It wouldn't be here. You just have to think about it, come at it from a different angle, and you're going to have a good time.
About the only complaint that I really hear about the powers in this game, other than, the two we'll talk about later, is everybody takes them, is that some of them seem weak. But if you've been following the series at all, you're going to know that right from the get-go, he said, you're not making Superman.
No.
Even with the mega hero, you're not making, Superman.
Although you got a big leg up.
You definitely do, yes. Yeah. But so you're playing in a world that's used to having some people with these powers and abilities, whatever, but you're not the high mega and I don't know what you guys call them under comic books, golden age, silver age, whatever heroes that are immune to everything. You're making somebody that is more than a touch, we'll say a couple of steps above normal people, but you're not playing god characters.
Right. Yeah. Golden age superheroes are the old-timey, like Superman couldn't fly, he could leap tall buildings in a single bound, Batman had a gun, stuff like that. They were more grounded in normality. Then you get to Silver Age, and I think it was Adamantium Age, where especially Silver Age Superman could move the moon. I mean, all right. How are you gonna have him be have a real threat against someone who could move celestial objects just cause? So they had to tone it down. But yeah, you're not going to be that, at least not until a high level. And you're going to have to be a mega hero. But with these super abilities, you are going to be better than the average Joe. That's what super abilities do. That's what they're for. That's what makes it fun. So we'll go over some of the terms for the super abilities. And starting off, number of attacks per melee. Scroll down a little bit. And yep, go down.
There it is, right there.
There we are. Unless otherwise stated, super abilities can be used the number of times equal to the character's total hand-to-hand attacks per melee round. So remember, in Heroes Unlimited, you're born with 2 attacks per round, and then you get boxing, you get hand-to-hand skills, whatever, that will increase your number of actions per melee round. And in most cases, there are specific case where no, it takes multiple actions per round or a whole round to implement a power. In most cases, it's one shot of the power, one activation of the power is one action. Most cases. And let's see here. Next one is saving throws. Most super abilities have a direct and detectable effects, such as energy beams, flying metal, walls of water, whatever. An opponent can attempt to dodge most visible effects, but invisible or undetectable things like increased weight, reduced gravity, mind control cannot be dodged. But as with magic and or psionics, there is a chance these effects can be fought off through force of will, or even if they simply fail. To reflect this, a special saving throw is allowed. As usual, a d20 is rolled by the defender to fight against the effect, which typically means it must roll higher than a particular number, usually 14 or 15. The exact number one must save against will be listed in the description. The defender always wins ties. So if you needed a 14, you got a 14, you win. Now, there are psionic-like effects as powers. Like there is a super ability called Mental Stun. where it has a psionic effect, but it is not a psionic attack. And you would have this
still
special
think for
save.
simplicity's sake, just use the magic or the psionic. Oh my god. Yeah, whatever.
Well, no, it the saving throw is listed in the power description if it has one.
I know, but
So,
I find that players are just gonna then always have to research back to the book. It's like a lot of those old games where it's like every skill is a different write up.
I understand, but this actually this can actually increase the speed of gameplay because the game master would have to decide, well, is it a physical type or a mental type? So would mental endurance bonuses apply or would physical endurance bonus apply? Okay, it's a, let's say, increased gravity. Well, that would be physical, right? So you want to save versus an increased gravity situation, you would roll a d20 with your modifier being your physical endurance rather than your mental endurance. For the mental stun, it would obviously be mental endurance, but there are other things that are not so obvious. So they make the save in the power description so you don't have to think about it. And then there's duration. Most powers in this thing are instant or sustained, like an energy blast or flight. It's fine. Great. Other things have a duration, a whole round, several rounds. As long as you're concentrating, it stays on. When you're concentrating on a power to keep it on, most of the time you lose one or more attacks per round because your level of concentration is that high to maintain the power. You lose some actions because you're moving a little slower because you're concentrating on something else. So it's fine. It's fine. Very few abilities are permanent, have permanent effect. Very few. We may not even touch on them today, but there are a couple that do have a permanent effect, but not many. Canceling the effects of a power. In all cases, unless otherwise stated, the Superhuman can cancel or stop the effect of one of his own long-lasting powers. So you use a power on someone, it has a duration. Most of the time, unless the power otherwise states, you, being the person who started the power, can instantly cancel it. And the duration ends. Or you can wait it out. Or you can redo it again at the end of the duration. It's up to you. But most of the time you can cancel unless it's otherwise stated in the power if it is a long-lasting effect. Then we get level of experience. Level of experience. This is important for most of those instantaneous things or damage dealing powers because as you go up in level, the damage most of the time goes up as well. For your basic energy expulsion powers, it's 1d6 per level of experience. That's basically it. Now, there is some discussion. What if you get a power after level 1? Because there are some mutations if you took a mutant,
That's right.
where you have a continuous mutation where you get the power after level 1 at level 3, 5, 7, whatever. Well, what happens then? Does it start off being your level of ability or does it start off at level 1? There's enough reference in this book where I would make the ruling that it starts out at level 1 power and then goes up from there.
Which I'll
Just like
say
its
again,
skill.
I think that term should be changed to rank, but yeah.
It should be changed to rank. Exactly. It should be started at rank 1 because you just got it.
But you're still
you
level
don't-
5.
You literally have no experience in this power. So you have to gain experience in this power for it to gain strength. That's how I would rule it because that would make it the same as skills. Makes sense. In my eyes, it makes sense.
I
Then
learned
there's
it at
range.
day 1 and now I've got it at max power. Yay.
Exactly. No, yeah. If you get a new power at level 15, well, it's never going to get better because you're max level, but it's also not going to be automatically 15d6 damage because sorry, man, that's not how the world works. Range. In the power description, it's going to list the range of the power, either the range of the blast or direct attack, the range of the effect. If it's an area of effect, it'll show the how far away you can start the AoE and how big the AoE is at that point. It'll tell you in the power. If it doesn't, well, then usually it would be it would default to line of sight. And the ranges are touch, the line of sight, touch,
touch, yeah.
touch, yeah,
Or
and then
or level
called
of
shot.
experience.
you can make a called shot with a direct damage power like energy expulsion. I want to call shot to his hand or to his head. He's holding the button to bombs that are going to kill, all the hostages. Well, I want to shoot his hand to make sure he doesn't push that button. It's a called shot. And all of the bonuses and minuses for called shot apply. You are considered to have a weapon specialty in your power for the purposes of called shot. So you don't get super minuses for not being specialized in your energy blast.
Now, but the different weapon specialties give different bonuses.
No, they give bonuses depending on your level as well, but you don't get that with a superpower.
Okay.
But you can
Just don't
still,
get the
if you don't
penalties.
have a weapon specialty in a weapon, you can't make a called shot. But here you can. I'm fairly certain. We can look it up later, or you can throw it in chat or in comments if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure you either get a huge detriment or you just don't get to do it. Shooting blind, you get the -8 to strike, but you can do it. Just shooting into shrubbery or whatever. I never recommend that because every time a hero shoots at something he doesn't know what he's shooting at, it's always going to be a little kid. So don't do it.
Oh, wow.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. And then we have the area of effect. And don't worry, we're going to get into this stuff. The AoEs, there aren't a lot of them, but there are some. We're going to cover a couple of them. ISP and PP. Superheroes are natural extensions of the person who possesses them. As a result, do not require any form of energy to fuel them. So it doesn't, like I said earlier, there's no pool of energy. It always works. Influence of ley line energy. Generally not affected by ley line energy, either at a ley line or at a ley line nexus. There are a couple of extreme examples where it does affect, but usually that's just magic and psionics, not super abilities.
Because having these abilities is like the ability to walk or to see. It's just part of you.
Yes. So they aren't affected by increase or decrease of magic. Levels of power. The player must first select one of these categories before specific powers, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. These are the 11 major categories of superheroes. We've gone through them all. Aliens, bionic experiments, hardware, magic, mega beings, all that stuff like that. And the superpowers are in two different groups, minor and major. And I want to stress this a lot. Just because a power is minor doesn't mean it's less powerful than a major power. What they're differentiating is the apparent scope of the power. A minor power has a smaller scope where it is useful. A major power has a broad range of usefulness. So think of a minor power as a knife, whereas a major power is going to be a Swiss Army knife. You can use it in many different kinds of situations. It's going to be more useful generally. Doesn't mean it's more powerful, although it can be. But it just means that it has a broader range of usefulness from jump.
Yeah, this is one of those areas where I think even I was not misled, but I didn't fully understand when I played this when I was younger, where it's like, oh, he's got 2 major powers and all I got are 3 minors or whatever happens to be. Like, my character sucks.
No, I would rather, as a matter of fact, let's look at the random superpower table. This is the general random superpower table. Mutants have a different one. Aliens have a different one. This is the general one. And if you look at it, if you roll a 61 to 75, you get 5 minor powers, no majors. That's actually better in most cases if you're rolling randomly than 2 majors. In most cases, it's better because you have more tools in your toolbox.
more than invulnerability and alter physical structure stone.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna go over some. We're not gonna roll yet. We're not gonna roll yet. We're gonna come back to that. We're gonna look at some specific powers that deserve a little more attention, and then we're gonna roll randomly and look at the powers that we rolled randomly. All right. So
I want to roll dice.
If you look at the list on the next page, you get the list of random minor and major abilities. This is your random roll. Okay. But it lists
tentacles.
All the powers.
Sweet. I get new tentacles.
The 2 we're going to look at specifically because of their apparent OP nature are the alter physical structure powers and invulnerability. Let's do invulnerability first.
And alter physical structure. I don't remember this subtable. Did Revised have this subtable? Maybe it did. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of different APS powers.
Okay.
So we go to major. Let me find the page for
Alter
that.
physical body.
Create force field, mimic. Oh, it's before that. Invulnerability. There we go. PDF 279.
279. So 280 for me. Oh, maybe not.
Nope, it was 279. Yeah, there it is.
Well, usually you're one page out.
I know. Usually I'm one off. You're right. Okay,
There it is,
invulnerability.
invulnerability.
There it is, right there. Okay, this impressive power makes the character an almost indestructible juggernaut. Most physical attacks do no damage whatsoever. This means cold, fire, heat, electricity, lasers, and other types of energy bullets, punches, falls, and so on do no damage. Supernatural punches, bites, and kicks inflict half damage. Anything else does no damage, but it may sting. Like I felt it. Gases, drugs, chemicals, poisons, toxins, disease, and radiation will affect the invulnerable person, but they're reduced to half the usual potency, and deadly poisons, radiation, and disease cannot kill the character, only make him sick. So you can't die from any poison, radiation, or disease. It'll just make you sick. You will get over it. You're only truly vulnerable to psionics, spell magic, illusions, magic weapons, all of which have full effect. However, energy type magic like fireballs do no damage because while you summoned the energy with magic, once it's summoned, it's now just fire. And you are invulnerable to fire. So, sorry. It's the way it is. There are spells that say this is pure magical force. That would affect an invulnerable character. Fine. But a lot of spells are just elemental effects summoned by magic, but are not truly magic once they're summoned. Now, here's the note. Certain extreme situations, like ground zero of a nuclear explosion or a supernova and fiery reentry into an atmosphere from space, might hurt or even kill the character. The second part of this is false.
Okay.
Fiery reentry into the atmosphere is bullshit because there is something called terminal velocity. Okay. No matter how high you fall from, there's a certain speed that you cap at. And you're done. Now, the fire reentry thing is, but in space, you're going thousands of miles an hour and they hit the atmosphere. You're slowing down a lot. It causes friction, causes fire. I'm immune to fire. I don't care. I'm immune to fire. Is it magic? Is it psionics? No, it's physics. Well, then I'm immune. F you.
Could it be now, supernatural strength friction?
Falling from 10,000 feet is the same as falling from 200 feet or 300 feet, whatever, something like that, where you reach terminal velocity. It's the same damage. It doesn't matter. It's just scarier, I guess. But in the end, it's just the same damage.
Died of a heart attack.
Terminal velocity. It's the same thing. But a nuclear explosion or inside a sun or whatever, okay, that's got some merit.
Who tested that?
And while the character may be incredibly difficult to injure and kill, he can be delayed, slowed down, and immobilized. Now, this is something you learn reading Spider-Man comics. Spider-Man beat the Juggernaut one time. How? He buried him under a construction site.
That's the example given right here.
Yeah. Spider-Man beats the Rhino all the time. Why? Because he outsmarts him. The Rhino's stupid. Has always been stupid. So he just ran him into wet concrete. Ploop. Stuck. You can't get out. I'm sorry. I don't care how strong you are. You can't swim in concrete. It doesn't work. Sorry. So there are ways around this. You can capture, immobilize, or greatly slow down the escape of an invulnerable character by doing these things, just outsmarting the character. Or if you are a telekinetic, you just raise him in the air. What's he going to do? Nothing. Unless he can fly as well, but just being invulnerable. Okay. Now, here are the inherent bonuses beyond just being invulnerable.
Now, remember everything that we talked about before when making a character and all the bonuses you already got.
Yes. On top of that, on top of your skills, all that stuff, you also get these bonuses. 46 times 10 SDC. That's a lot.
The one following it, I think, is more on a.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled like crap. That's only 7, 11. I got 11. So 110
SDC.
That was a bad roll. Now hit points. Hit points. Coach, what's wrong with you dice today? Oh, I guess that's 11. That's not too bad. So Yeah, another 11. So
110 hit points.
That's
So that's really good.
a lot better. Yeah.
That's a lot better. 1d6 to your physical endurance, 1d4 to your physical strength, which is considered superhuman when it comes to lifting and carrying things. Now,
Not punchy.
we're going to go over the superhuman strength, exceptional strength, and supernatural strength as powers. You don't have the superhuman power strength. You don't have the superhuman strength power. You have the effect of it when it comes to lifting and carrying, which is much greater than extraordinary and much greater than normal. You can carry more and lift more, but it doesn't mean you have the power. You have the effect of that power. And you get a plus 20% to save versus coma and death, in addition to whatever your PE gives you. That's invulnerable. It's really strong power, but it's very, very focused on one thing.
Combat.
Yeah. Combat. That's basically it. There are a lot of minor powers that have greater utility.
I mean, I could see
There are many more major powers that have greater utility as well. This one is
going
very
outside of the typical just adventure thing. Like if you want to kind of put like a profession on this, I think this would be a really great power for like a bodyguard.
Yes. Yeah. Jump in front. That's your job. Jump in front. It's great. Now, the other one is the alter physical structure powers, which are...
Should be before this, right?
Yeah, it should be before. It should be A's, obviously. Control ants. We're not doing that.
A million ants.
Okay, here you go. Alter physical structure. There's plenty of different APS powers.
For whatever reason, stone was always the one that people took.
Okay, well,
what's the page number?
Weird. Okay, alter. There's electricity, fire.
What's the page number?
Oh, they're starting off. It is at 241. PDF page 241.
Okay, alter physical structure. There we go.
Yeah, starting off with electricity. All right. There's other ones. There's fire. There's stone, metal, no, plasma isn't here. Ice. You can be Iceman. That's fine. You can be Iceman. That's cool.
The reason people said don't take metal was because of magnetism.
Okay. Plant, alter physical structure plant. You want to be,
hell yeah.
Swamp Thing. You can be Swamp Thing. That's fine. Oh no, there is plasma. Plasma. I thought it was in the other book. I thought it was in the other superpowers book. No, it's here.
Isn't this from the Wonder Twins? Liquid.
Yeah, smoke or mist, stone, and there we go. That's what we have here. So, which one do you want to look at first?
I mean, I'm actually interested. There's a few of them I haven't even heard of before, like plasma and so forth. But like I said, well, how about this? You know which ones are better. In my games that I played in, I only played in a few. It was always stone, and there were a couple of reasons. I don't remember them all, but I remember one of them why not to take metal was because of magnetism. Stone wasn't affected by that.
That is true, but there's not a lot.
I like this plasma one, to be honest with you. I'm most interested in this personally.
Okay, first I'm going to go with the one I think is the most OP.
Okay.
Can you guess what that's going to be out of all the ones I've said?
Smoke.
Can you guess? There you go. Smoke or mist. That's right. In this book, it's the most OP. So we're going to go to PDF page 251. There it is. This major ability enables the superhuman to change his physical form into smoke or mist-like entity. The character typically appears as a strange moving mist with a vaguely humanoid shape about twice the size of a solid human. Such an intangible state provides the following abilities. Semi-intangible and impervious to most attacks. All physical attacks, such as punches, kicks, sword strike, arrows, bullets, force blast, poison, even lasers, will simply pass harmlessly through the character. Nothing. It does nothing. You're not physical. However, pure magic and psionic attacks have full effect. Heat, fire, and plasma also inflict full damage. If you are mist, if you're smoke, I disallow heat. Heat and fire and plasma. I disallow that if you're smoke. If you're mist, then yes, I understand that that's gonna do something. Explosive force, while causing no damage, can scatter you, and it will take time for you to reform. So, if someone
I didn't know about that.
A C4, packet into the middle of your smoke monsterness and it explodes, you will be dispersed for 1d6 plus 4 melees. Not rounds, melees. That's actions. So you'll lose that many actions trying to reform yourself up, which is most likely over a round. It dissipates lasers. Any laser or similar light-based attack passes harmlessly through the character, but it will continue through and hit whatever is behind it. But the energy is diffused. Whether you are smoke or mist, it doesn't matter. Lasers are slightly diffused by moving through your slightly physical form. So if you anything behind you will still be hit, but it'll take half damage. And the effective range is reduced by half as well. Note that infrared light beams and optics are diffused by mist and completely blocked by smoke. That's especially if you have goggles or if you have infrared sight or whatever. If you are a smoke monster, you are to infrared sight or infrared energy, you are solid. Flight. Hovering in slow flight is possible, 25 miles per hour. You can use the wind to help you. If you go with the wind, you can go up to 40 miles an hour. Or
hey guys, help! Give me back.
Yeah, exactly. But in high wind, you have to fight against the wind, which is really hard. So if someone can just blow you away with a magic spell, gust of wind,
leaf blower,
yeah, it's gonna be bad. Silent movement. Guess what? You're a smoke or mist monster. You don't make noise when you move. You have an automatic prowl at 80% proficiency. There you go. Alter shape. You can change your shape. You can be humanoid form, monstrous form, make yourself into a sphere. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't really matter. It's more for flair than not. So I don't really care that much. You can go through cracks, keyholes, anything that is not airtight, you can get through.
And see, that's why I would say something like this is the most powerful.
It's pretty OP. Yeah. Not only are you immune to almost every physical attack out there, but you can also get into or out of any object that is not air or water type. Obscure vision. You can just engulf somebody and they can't see, especially if you're smoke. Now they're -2 initiative, -1 strike, parry and dodge, -20% to perform all skills, unless the skill is tactile based only. Special attack, choke, gag. You can try and get down their throat.
That's gross.
It is gross, but it's an ability.
I'm the moist creature trying to get in your throat.
Exactly. You can actually potentially waterboard someone if you're missed, or you could have someone pass out by limiting their oxygen if you're smoke. Here are the vulnerabilities. Like intangibility, when this power is in use, the character cannot pick up, carry, or use any solid objects. Duh. If you can't be affected by physical attacks, you can't affect the physical world either.
Lame. I should only have the good parts.
Yeah, there you go. But if you have psionics or other super abilities, then you can affect the world through these other abilities. Like if you're also a psionic and you have telekinesis, you can lift things using telekinesis. If you have a superpower of decreased gravity, you can have something lift up off the table because the gravity is nullified. Fine. Okay. Or reversed, whatever. Wind and air magic and elemental powers that control the wind or air can be used to blow the smoke away or dissipate you, causing you to have to roll the 1d6 + 4 to reform yourself. And it says sudden powerful gusts of winds can have the same effect. And it gives you how far and how fast you'll be blown away, and if you will be dispersed by the wind, depending on how fast the wind is. 50 miles per hour, 90 miles per hour, bigger, smaller, whatever. It has something for that. Freezing cold, if you are mist, and heavy rain do no damage, but reduce your flight speed by half. Psionic attacks, magic weapons, and creatures of magic inflict normal damage double if the attack is heat or fire based. I'd say only if you're mist, not smoke. But that's my ruling, not how it's read. So take that into account. Being caught in a vacuum immobilizes the character. It doesn't do any damage. You just can't move because you need air to move.
Got my Hoover.
There you go. And horror factor. That's optic. Like and subscribe for the Hoover. And horror factor is optional, but everyone's seen. Well, no, not everyone. But if you've seen Lost, the smoke monster scared everybody. You know why? It's got horror factor. If you're a smoke monster, you have a horror factor. I'm sorry. That's how it works.
This is not a smoke monster.
This is not a smoke monster. This is the stone. This is stone. All right. With a metal metal bottom. That's weird.
So,
Okay.
so I don't think, for the sake of time, I don't think we need to go through stone. I think the concepts here of altered physical structure, I mean, obviously it makes sense.
What I did right there was the non-corporeal alter physical structure, and stone and metal is the epitome of the corporeal alter physical structure, where you increase your physical mass and resistance to injury to the point of the ridiculous.
Yes.
Yes. And we'll just go over the
This is why people take it. AR-16,
yes,
600 SDC.
SBC. Now, it is not a bonus. It is a flat rate. All of your physical skills mean nothing. Everything else besides being a mega hero means nothing. You just get 600 when you change into your stone form. And a natural AR.
That is
of
not
16.
how my game master ran it.
Well,
now that you say that, and I'm reading it right here
in the parenthetical, yeah, that's what it says.
That is not a bonus. Well, it could be because we played earlier edition and it wasn't as clear. I don't know, but I remember the dude had well over 1,000 SDC.
Okay. Well, that is not the way it's read, and that's not the way it's supposed to be played. But
and somebody can put in a chat if earlier editions allowed that. 600 is crazy.
It's crazy. It's a lot. And an AR of 16, that means anything 16 or below does no damage.
Because it's natural. It's natural armor rating.
Zero damage. Zero damage. Except if you go down here, only extraordinary, superhuman, and supernatural PS are strong enough to inflict damage from punches. In the first two instances, you have to roll a 17 or higher to do damage, but supernatural strengths inflict half damage even if you didn't bypass the armor rating. Supernatural strength is no joke. That's why it's the only strength that's a major superpower.
What was the one that mutants start with? Mutants, it says superhuman or extraordinary. Yes. That mutants. Okay.
Well, no. If you had the invulnerability, you're considered superhuman. If robotic is considered superhuman, extraordinary.
I thought you could just roll up with the mutants. You could get one of the strengths.
You could get the ancient master can blow half of his attacks per round and increase his strength to supernatural.
Oh, supernatural! Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I know we talked about it. I just didn't remember which one it was.
Yes. But if you look at alter physical structure metal rather than stone, it's even more impressive. We'll find, where is it? Plant alter physical structure metal. It's a PDF 248.
Oh, there it is.
The AR is 17 and the SDC is 800. So you went from 16 to 17 and from 600 to 800 SDC. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. It's below. You went.
No. I'm showing the second page here. I'm glancing for something. See if it says anything.
Yeah, but the same thing applies for punches. Only power punches can do it. Power being extraordinary, supernatural, and supernatural strength does half damage even if you don't bypass the armor. If you do, then it does full. Everything else you have to bypass the armor.
Or a factor 13 for Metal Man.
Yeah, there you go. And your physical strength is increased as well. For the metal, it's increased by 20 plus 2d4 and is considered superhuman when you're in your metal form. In the stone form, I believe you get a bonus, but it's not as high. Here we go. Yeah. You get to increase your strength by 14 plus 2d4, and it's considered superhuman.
So just based on reading this level,
but you are at superhuman level.
Why would somebody take? So I mean, I told you the reasons why the people always mention take stone over metal. Back in the day when I had played. Right now, when I look at this, if I'm not just rolling randomly, if I'm gonna pick, why would I pick stone over metal? I'm not seeing it. Like they talked about the big one that they kept talking about was the Magneto effect.
Yeah. Well, how many times are you gonna fight Magneto? I mean, Colossus was metal, and Wolverine had metal in his body, and yeah, when they were fighting Magneto, they got owned pretty hard, but they still won. I mean, come on. mainly because, yeah, you can manipulate metal, but 800 SDC is a lot to get through to get to your crunchy set, to get to your gooey center. That's a lot of crunchy coding.
I got you.
All right, so but before we get to a couple other powers and then we do random, let's look at chat. Let's bring up some of the chats.
Okay, I only saw what I want to do first with chat is I want to scroll back. I saw Ravenslayer made a comment about how I might be start streaming JRPGs. Maybe we'll see. And I forgot to say hello to everyone, but too bad. Sorry. Hello. We're in the middle of the video side of it now, so I want to get to over here. But I do thank everybody for being here and watching. The chat to me that stuck out was, here we go. First one, personal recommendations. If you have super abilities, do not select skills until after you've rolled up your abilities. The way we talk, because maybe the synergy thing. If
exactly, you want synergy. Like if you have random rolled powers that give you bonuses for prowling or sneaking, whatever you want to take skills that are appropriate. If you get a power that gives you increased strength, well, guess what? You're probably going to want to take a lot of physical skills. I get it. It makes perfect sense. Is it the order that Kevin does it? No, because either he didn't think of it because a lot of his book is inefficient, or he did think of it and he didn't want power gaming min-maxing going on.
Or he just wanted to keep everything in the same order every time. Just
exactly. That's entirely possible too. Now, for me, I may not allow it because I don't want min-maxing. I mean, there's already so much potential in Palladium for min-maxing. There's already so much that I don't want to add to it. But I see where you're coming from. If I were a game master and I wanted to give the player as much agency as possible, which this increasingly hypothetical game master would definitely not be me, but I want to give as much agency as possible, then yeah, you'd have them roll up their powers before skills so they can augment their powers and have synergy with their skills. Fine. I get it.
And to be fair, for me, I don't even care what order you do it in. Like I don't like just as long as, for me it's about the random rolls. So as you guys have heard from the beginning, like I like as much randomness as possible. Now, would I stop you from making a theme? No, I would not stop you from making a theme. But if your theme is the robot, you might roll the crap money that I'd make you keep, or you might roll the crap education level or whatever. Yeah, but I don't care if you roll for your powers first. if you want to do your powers for your skills, have at it.
That's fine. That's his game mastering technique. It's completely valid. What do we got?
All right. Use your words. That's because I used one of our new Legion of Myth emojis in chat. Now, okay. I'm using emojis from now. I'm going to be a 12-year-old Japanese girl, and I'm only going to type an emoji from this point forward. Oh, I did click on that one. I'm sorry. So we'll see. We'll see, Ravenslayer. I don't think I'll be doing most of the video game streaming. Yeah. I think Heathen Dog will be the one doing most of the streaming still for that.
Probably.
Invulnerable characters still need to breathe.
Yes.
Yep, and that is mentioned.
Yes, that is something. Now, there are a lot of things you can do to an invulnerable character to stop him, kill him. You're a hero. You shouldn't be killing people. That's part of being a hero. It's the unwritten compact you have with the public, or else they're just going to be scared of you. But if you have the power to create force fields, you can do the invisible girl versus the Hulk trick. Just put a force field around his head. He's going to run out of air or breathable air and then pass out. And then you release the force field so he doesn't die. You win. It's that easy. That easy. I mean, it's going to take a long time for him to pass out because he probably has a high physical endurance, which is the meter and how long you can hold your breath. But you can do it. How do you capture a smoke or mist character? Bring a Dyson. Yes. If you know you were fighting someone who can turn into smoke or mist, then you would have your hardware genius build the super duper Dyson vacuum chamber of capture, and then use it. Yes, easily done. And like I said, as long as it's air and or water tight, can't get out. The ability to manipulate metal is insignificant compared to the power of the plot armor.
Not a lot of a lot of comic book chat there, but not right. So much on topic there. But once again, I do want to say thank you to everybody who is in chat. I know I didn't talk to you guys too much before this. My apologies. But one other thing that I want to say real quick before we move on is I was watching Bruce Lombardo's Pathfinder game yesterday, and I saw a couple people who were in our chat in that game quite a bit. So hello and welcome. I hope you had fun playing in Bruce's game. And now we're going to talk more about Palladium Heroes Unlimited.
Okay. Now, what I want to do is go into the groups of powers, which is the first one. One of them we already done, the APS, a group of abilities. The other one we're going to do
APS is Alter Physical Structure.
Right. We're going to go now into the extraordinary attribute group.
Okay, Paige.
It's their minor abilities. So you're going to be there we go. There we go. 232.
Okay. Energy resistance.
A little bit.
Extraordinary mental affinity. There we go.
There you go. These will increase your stats. All right. So extraordinary mental affinity, increase the MA attribute to 24 plus 1d6. There's two types of increases, either add or increase 2. You probably don't already have a 24 or higher. If you do already have a 24 or higher, you just add a d6.
Or reroll.
Yeah. And you get a 10% bonus to seduction, pickpockets, and all skills of deception and sleight of hand because they're too busy looking at your pretty face. You have female privilege. Extraordinary mental endurance. This one's pretty good. If you're a non-psionic character, you can now save as a minor psionic. Because now
which is a 12, right?
It's a 12, exactly. Instead of a 15 or higher, you only need to get a 12 or higher. Plus, it says increase ME to 21 plus 2d4. If your ME is already 21 or higher, then you just add 2d4. On top of that, you get the minor psionic save. You get +6 mind-altering drugs, +6 to horror factor, +6 possession, and +1 to magical illusions.
Can you transfer this over into Call of Cthulhu?
Probably, and in some way, sure. Extraordinary physical strength. Increase PS to 20 plus a 2d6. If your physical strength is already higher than 20, which is likely, if you took a lot of physical skills, it is likely that your strength is above 20. Then you add 2d6 plus 6.
Wow.
Which is good.
So let's say I've got a 24 and then I roll really well and I get an 18.
Yeah. Then now you can have 40, 42? Yeah. And that's a lot of damage right there. That's a lot of damage. But on top of that, you can carry 100 times your PS in pounds and 200 times your PS in pounds, and lift 200 times your PS in pounds. Now, for normal strength, it's 50 and 100. For extraordinary physical strength, it's 100 and 200. So instead of being able to lift, say, 100 pounds over your head, you can lift 200 pounds over your head with the same strength number as someone without extraordinary strength.
So if you've got that 42,
you can lift over. You can lift over your head
8,000 pounds,
100 pounds. So you know, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a couple of cars right there. Easy. Extraordinary physical prowess. 2d4 to PP, 3d4 to speed, 1 extra attack. +3 to an automatic dodge. You now get automatic dodge. Lucky you. And +3 to it. And +10% to physical skills requiring dexterity, like gymnastic, acrobatics, climb, a prowl, stuff like that. And anything that has a percentage that has to do with hand-eye coordination or dexterity, you get a +10% to it. Extraordinary physical endurance. Increase to your PE. Add 1d6 plus 5. Add 4d4 times 10 SDC and 3d6 to hit points, plus 1d4 per level of experience. That is above and beyond what you get by getting a level of experience. Usually it's 1d6. You get another 1d4 on top because you have this power. Extraordinary physical beauty. Again, female privilege. Increase physical beauty to 20 plus 2d4. See attribute bonuses for the ability to impress and charm. Now, like I said, it says increase to 20 plus 2d4. What if you have a 22? Well, by the read of this, you would decrease to 20 and then add 2d4. Me, I make the ruling like in other parts of the extraordinary attribute section. If you have something that's greater than the base, you just get the bonus. So it's 2d4. So you'll just get a plus 2d4. And plus 10% to investigate, research, interrogation, seduction, palming, and pickpockets, because they're too busy looking at your pretty face
Too
to
sexy
notice
for the
that you're
game.
picking their pocket. Extraordinary speed. This is flying on the ground. 220 miles per hour running. You're not the Flash, but you're a fast car. you're a race car. You're a race car. Plus 50 SDC, plus 1 attack, plus 1 initiative at levels 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15. Plus 2 to strike, plus 3 to parry, plus 2 to pull punch, blah, 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 plus 2 to automatic dodge. So if you had extraordinary speed and extraordinary physical prowess, you'd have a plus 5 to automatic dodge. Yes, they add together. And plus 4 to damage for every 20 miles per hour you are moving. You can move at 220 miles per hour at level 1, plus 20 miles per hour per level of experience. That means you will get a plus 4 for every 20. That means 4 times 10, 11. That's plus 44 damage if you do a super speed, full speed run by punch on somebody.
I set to charge.
You do a super speed clothesline, it's your strength plus 44 damage. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. So these are your
and these are minor, aren't they?
Physical attributes. Now these are great. These are great because
they're always there. They're passive abilities. They're
exactly,
always
they're
there.
passive. They're always there. The benefit is always there. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to turn it on and off. They're great. Now there are 2 more.
Real quickly, those are minor powers. Just to be clear for people.
These are minor. Superhuman strength is also minor. Let's move on to that. Where are you? Horror factor? No, it's energy.
I'm just showing off some stuff until you get me the page.
Okay. Multiple limbs.
Oh, superhuman strength. 236.
Oh, I was almost there. Damn it. There you go. Superhuman strength. Now this one, remember, extraordinary strength was raise your strength to this base level and then add this dice. This one is much better. Add 20 plus 2d4 to your strength as it is already.
So if you had a 20 strength already and you got superhuman strength and you roll a 7,
40 plus 2d4. So remember, all of your physical skills that add to strength, weightlifting, gymnastics adds physical strength, I believe, a little bit anyway.
And can lift 300 times.
Yes. Now instead of 100, 200, it's 200, 300. So let's say you have 42.
45.
No,
I was going to higher than the other one, but okay.
Same guys last time, 42.
Okay.
All right. But now you can lift over your head 300 times that. So 42 times 300.
12,900. Something like that.
I have a calculator right here.
Stream math.
No, I'm doing calculator times 300. 12,600 pounds.
Oh, 600. Damn it. Oh, 42. Yeah.
600 pounds over your head. That's a lot. That's a lot. And 42, when you're adding 20 plus 2d4, is not uncommon. I'd say it's about average. Factoring skills, that's about average.
Especially if that's your theme character.
Exactly. If your theme is to be the bruiser tough guy, then this is what you want. But if you get a major power, if you get a major power and your theme is the bruiser tough guy and you're allowed to or luckily roll supernatural strength, let's go see that. That's going to be on page.
Oh, that's going to be a major power though, isn't it?
It's a major power. So we're moving to the major power abilities. It's under S, obviously. Shape changer, sonic speed, supernatural stretching. Come on, where are you at? Super energy expulsion, supernatural strength. There we go. 294.
Lycanthropy is a power.
Yeah,
it's like a curse, not a power.
It's both there. There we go. Just scroll down a little bit, and it's at the bottom of the right side.
Got it.
There you go. Supernatural strength. add 30 plus 2d6.
And it's 500 times.
But read the next sentence. Physical skills do not add to supernatural strength, but certain super abilities may. Meaning, if you have supernatural strength and say alter physical structure metal, you get a bonus to your strength when you turn into metal. That adds. But physical skills don't add. That's why it's add 30 plus 2d6. So let's just say you rolled a 10 for strength. You rolled a 10, but you got supernatural strength as a power. Now you have 40.
8 on my 2d6.
Let's just say you rolled 42 again.
Okay.
Now you can lift 500 times your strength rating above your head.
Is that 50,000?
42 times 500, boom. 21,000 pounds.
There we go.
21,000 pounds. On top of that, you get +2 to pull punch, and you get your own damage table. This is
Where's the mega damage? Where's the mega damage?
Table. 42. You inflict 4d6 SDC on a restrained punch, 1d6 times 10 on a full strength punch, and 2d6 times 10 on a power punch, plus your physical strength modifier. At 42, that's a lot.
I did my it was a power punch. I got a 9, so 90 points of damage.
Plus,
no, I'm sorry. That's 2d. Yeah. So 90 points of damage plus whatever the bonus is. Yeah.
The bonus is going to be
for 42.
For 42, it's going to be quite high. Oh my God! Come on, really? I just moved right. There we go. Physical strength. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. 25, 26, 27.
So 90 plus, so 107.
27. So 117. 90 plus 27 is 117.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you did 117 damage with a power punch, which costs 2 attacks. 117 damage. That would kill 3 normal people. That one punch would just push through three people's spines.
Mega damage. There's the mega damage note. Characters with supernatural PS automatically inflict mega damage. See Rift's conversion book 1.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get in the Rift's conversion book,
right?
Until we
applicable only in an MDC setting. It says it right there.
Yeah, we're not at an MDC setting. We're at SDC, so that's fine. Okay, now we're going to do the random roll.
Tentacles.
Random roll. It's up to you now.
Page.
It's up to Max Liao. Page number 227. PDF 227. We're going to do the generic random superpower roll. Go ahead and roll a D100. Tell us what we got.
Where'd my percentile dice go?
Hey, I have no idea.
Where'd they go? I am missing my percent. Oh, there they are. Over there. Okay, I got a 36.
36. That is 1 major and 1 minor.
Man, my character sucks already.
Nope, your character's fine already. But before we actually roll to see what powers you get, let's look at chat.
I only highlighted 2 things.
Well, what do you got?
Did they have mega
power? Yes. There's sonic speed and sonic flight. They're both major powers, unlike extraordinary physical speed, which is a minor power. Sonic speed and sonic flight, obviously, you fly or run at the speed of sound. And they calculate the speed of sound for this game to be 660 miles per hour. And you get a ton of bonuses. While you're running, you get a bonus to dodge. While you're flying, you get a bonus to dodge. If you have sonic speed, ground speed, you get massive bonuses to initiative that are just crazy. Sonic flight, less bonus to initiative, but a lot more versatility, obviously. And what do you have next?
Max speed is 520 miles per hour with a plus 104 damage.
That's at level 15, yeah. For the extraordinary physical speed, yes. If you're at level 15 and got it at level 1, that's your speed. You're still not sonic speed, but you're damn close enough.
And take extraordinary strength, then supernatural. Your strength stat would be nuts. Can you do that? Can you combine the powers like that?
That will work, but extraordinary strength will happen first. It will bring your strength to 20 plus a 2d4. And then the supernatural strength will add 30 plus another 2d6. So
that's why I said you could actually have a 70, because I was like, how the hell do you get 70?
Well, mega heroes can roll to get a plus 20.
Oh yeah, that's true.
as their special ability. But all right, now let's move on to your random major power. What is it going to be?
Doing major first.
Do a major first. It's on the right
Okay.
side. Yep.
I got a 50. Oh no, sorry, I did that backward. 25.
25. That is plant
Hey,
control.
plant control. Woo.
Plant. No. Okay,
I don't-
plant control. Now, what's your minor power?
Minor
Remember,
power.
this time we're doing fully random.
Fully random. 43.
That's energy expulsion, electricity. Does it go? Does it match? Can we make it
I'm kind of a
match?
druid. I'm kind of a druid. If you go with old D&D stuff, I can handle plants and I get my lightning. Was it not lightning bolt? What is it called? Lightning. There we go. Let's see what they do.
Plant control is basically poison ivy. You can control plants. We'll move to, where are you? Animal abilities, control earth, control insects. No, it starts with a P. Darkness control, no. Negative matter, almost there. Oh, shape champion, missed it. Damn it. There we go. Plant control. PDF page 286. Character can direct, manipulate, and grow plants at an astounding level. Area of effect range is 40 feet plus 10 feet per level of experience at distances up to 100 feet plus 10 feet per level of experience. That means
this is
100 feet out, and from that point, a 40-foot radius.
What the hell's the name of that
Anywhere
stupid
between
spell?
you
I
and
can't
100
think of it in D&D. Root. Yeah, you're rooting people.
Yeah, you can do that. And that's note on plants. Weeds, it gives you the SDC and armor rating depending on what you do. Attacks per melee 6. All attacks must be within. Okay, the attacks. Character can mentally manipulate all plant life within a 40-foot radius around him. Thus, he can cause any vines, weeds, shrubs, or trees to trap and ensnare an animal, entangle someone, or cover something. He can also manipulate the larger plants to grab hold of something. Although the limbs of the plants can be made to move and function like hands and arms, they are still restricted by the fact that the plant is rooted in the soil. The control requires full concentration of the character, preventing him from taking other actions.
Oh, wow.
No other actions are allowed while you're doing this. But if you look at what you can, a large tree has an AR of 10, SDC of 66 times 10, and does 46 damage per hit.
So it's area denial.
Yeah, basically. And you can entangle someone also. Grow plants. You can make them grow larger. Temporarily grow them, return to normal size within 20 minutes. So you could actually turn a small tree into a large tree and then have that tree attack. You can do that. Alter wood. Character can alter the strength of wood by increasing or decreasing its SDC. Wood items larger than this are limited, blah, blah. Items or areas of wood 5 to 10 feet can be increased or decreased by 100 SDC. You can make wood denser or less dense, basically. Wither plants.
Like Aquaman.
That's the opposite. You can cause all plant life to shrivel and wither. Other abilities and bonuses. Recognize and identify plants, 85% plus 1 per level experience, plus 10% to climb trees, and a one-time bonus of 1d4 times 10 to SDC. Now, is this great? Out of the gate? I don't think so. But you just have to think of ways to use it. You don't want to be.
I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't cry about having the power. If I were to play a game,
that's fine. But how do we use this with electrical thing? That is the minor power. So we're gonna go to minor.
Wait, that's right. This was the major.
That was the major
power.
Like I said, not all major powers are considered awesome.
Yeah, for a major power, I'd call this one kind of lame.
Okay, energy expulsion, electricity. That is PDF page 231. Or was it energy field?
It was energy expulsion.
It
was electricity. Yeah.
Yeah, electricity. Electrical energy bolts leap from the fingers of this living electrical generator as the character grows in experience. It's 1d6 per level, basically. 1d6 per level. 3d6 plus 1d6 per level after that.
And at third level, you can actually control it.
Yes. And energy blast counts as one action. Dual simultaneous divided blast also count. Okay, now for the energy expulsion tricks, here's the deal. You can split into shooting two different people different things at the same time using only one action. But you get no bonuses. It's straight D20 roll. Okay. If you're shooting one person using one action, you get a +3 to strike if aimed and a +1 to strike if wild, plus your PP bonus if you have any physical prowess bonus. And after 3rd level, you can regulate the amount of damage in dice. Now notice at level 1, you get 3d6 +1 for each level of experience. That's after level 1. So at level 3, you're going to have 5d6. But starting at level 3, you can regulate that damage between 1d6 and 5d6.
So you can torture people. Taser man.
Taser man. Okay, you can do that. You can regulate when you get 3 levels of experience and having the power. Or as Max would say, rank 3. So let's go over to chat, and then we'll do the guided random roll.
Okay, chat first one. Poison Ivy is not to be messed with. She can mess someone up.
She
Okay.
can. You know,
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Fighting,
So
you know, Batman and Robin, you know, entangles are no joke. And if you entangle someone and then shock them, well, that's a pretty good deal.
But it said you can't do that, and that's why I actually started this one.
Entangling someone takes all your actions, but the next round they're already entangled. They have to fight out of it. During that time, they're still trapped. That's when you shock them.
So I have to read that again. If that's the case, then I'm less salty about it. Because if you're not controlling them anymore.
Well, think about it. They're wood. You control the wood to grab somebody. You stop controlling it, the wood is not going to shrink and contract. It's going to stay stationary, right? It's wood. There you go. And expel your electricity through the plants if your plants were mostly water. No, plants are mostly water. No, not all plants are the same. Water lilies, kelp, stuff like that. I will say, yes, they are mostly water. They will conduct electricity, but they will also take some damage. Ground plants like shrubs and trees would take just as much damage as they conduct. But they would conduct it. Oops. Entangle, then shock. Yes, that's right. Exactly right. You entangle them first and then shock them after they're entangled.
And this I agree with. I'm just envisioning the groups that I played in, which again, I've only played this game a few times, couple times, whatever it was. And I can remember the face of those groups, and this character right here would have been not even the B team. So I do agree with that. Again, these kind of back then I would never have played this character. Like screw that, I'm not playing this. Like this would be useless in whatever game you're running. Nowadays, being 48, I could find some ways to have some fun with this, depending on the group. Now, if I'm running with a group that's got I mean, just using it the powers that we talked about before. There's running around with extraordinary strength and alter physical structure, metal. Walking around with what is it? The holographic where you can just confuse everybody with holograms. Really, I wouldn't have much of a job because I could be outdone by everybody. But if you're playing in a completely kind of random group where
everyone's rolled random, no one is min-maxed, then you're just as good as everybody else. And all of you might have one that stands out to make the powers more useful.
Yep.
So now that is the fully random, and it worked out okay because even in a city, even in New York, there are trees every so often on the sidewalk. You can use one round to double the size of that tree, use another round to entangle the bad guy, and use your third round to shock the shit out of him. You can do that. That's fine. If you're in Central Park, you win. Okay. You win. That's it. So let's go the randoms, the directed random. So we're going to use the same thing.
What was that page again?
It's going to be page.
But I do generally agree with the people that are saying, hey, it's a good player. I think it's more on the DM than the GM than the player, to make sure that those type of scenarios can exist so that you're strong guys and just breaking down every door and punching everybody in the face.
We're going to use the same thing, one major and one minor, but your major is going to influence what your minor is going to be. So go ahead and roll your major power.
Okay. Major power is an 11. Invisibility.
11. Invisibility. So What we're looking for is a power that thematically matches invisibility. Go ahead and roll a minor power.
Heightened sense of taste. Heightened sense of taste.
Stop it.
Okay. 76.
76 is energy expulsion, electrical field. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
But you can either roll again or you can take energy expulsion light.
Let's roll again and see what comes up. We already
Okay.
did an energy expulsion one, so let's see if we can get something else. Okay. 9. Can you roll high? Actually,
Bend light. There we go. That's it. That's even thematically appropriate. Bend light.
Oh, hell yeah. I agree.
Invisibility.
No, but let's make sure, though, that they just don't overlap each other.
They will probably have some overlap, but that's fine. Bend light. We'll look at bend light. Separate the color bands of light. Produce a colored light beam or radiate about 70 watts of colored light. The colors possible are red, yellow, blue, green, purple, orange, RGB, whatever. Blank spot. The character can manipulate light and light beams, such as infrared and ultraviolet, to bend light around him, thus making him invisible to such light. However, since the light is bent around the character, an opponent may notice a blank spot. But you have invisibility. You don't need that.
I am a blank spot. Ha!
Parry lasers and other light beams. You can actually bend lasers around you as a parry attack. Get a +3 to do that. That's nice. Deflect light beams, like a lightsaber. You know, you just kind of deflect it back. I was
going the Wonder Woman route, but yours is much more manly, so I'm going with that.
There you go. Good job. So let's look at invisibility. APS, blah blah blah. Control. G H I intangibility, invisibility. There we go. PDF 278. There you go. Scroll down a little bit, and we've got invisibility on the bottom left-hand side. Starts. All right. So, super being and anything he's wearing or carrying up to 100 pounds in weight can be turned invisible at will. Any object exceeding the 100-pound weight limit will remain visible, but the character and much of his other gear will still turn invisible. Okay. It'll look like the thing is floating in the air.
Yep.
Neither normal vision nor night vision can detect invisibility. However, infrared, thermal, and heat sensors and motion detectors will detect. Now, bend light. No. Bend light covers infrared. So thermographic vision, infrared vision, not going to work on you because you also have the bend light minor power. The only thing that's going to work on you is motion.
Okay, so the bend light minor power
sound.
lasted for one melee. One melee. What does this one last?
Duration indefinitely. Maintained indefinitely, created and canceled at will.
Okay. So do this first and then maintain the other one.
Yep. Active turning invisible and visible counts as one action, but sustaining the power costs nothing. Awesome. So with the invisibility major and the bend light minor, the only way you can be detected is with ears, physically running into you, or a motion sensor. You are completely immune to visible light, infrared light, infrared optics, thermographic imaging. You don't radiate heat anymore. You bend it around. So it actually accentuates invisibility to make you even more not there.
Yeah, motion sensors are pretty common, though. However, you can utilize that to your advantage by setting off an alarm over here. They can't find you. You keep tripping off the alarms. They can't find you, where the rest of your team is off doing.
Yeah. Yep. Opponents with extraordinary sense of smell or hearing are only -3 to strike you. Everyone else is -6 because they don't know exactly where you
dogs.
are. And you, with the invisibility power, can automatically see invisible things. And you get a one-time bonus of 1d4 times 10 to SDC. And you get a horror factor of 9 if you go the Casper route.
See, there you go. No, that's what I was saying. Going around just causing all types of trouble. I'm a poltergeist.
There you go. There you go. So that was the guided route. Now, the way it turned out is we got invisibility, and then we wanted something that was the same theme. And Ben
I like this character much more.
Not only did it work, but it synergized with invisibility to make invisibility more powerful. Now, let's go the more guided route. Still the same thing. One major, one minor. You only roll the major. Go.
Okay. Major. Ooh, Come on, ot 9 again. Spin at high velocity.
Spin at high velocity. Okay. Now,
I'm
you,
adopt.
as the player, choose a minor ability that is
Well,
thematically appropriate.
let me see what this does first. I don't know what this is. Like, that's why I laughed so much.
It does exactly what you think it does.
Okay. Or radar on my own. Boop, boop.
Hey, I would allow it. As long as you're spinning a high velocity, you can have radar. It's fine. Now, remember, scroll down a little bit.
It's kind of cool.
Scroll down a little bit. Thematically appropriate would also be extraordinary physical speed, extraordinary physical prowess. That would also be thematically appropriate.
I'm looking at the minors. So
and those are minor powers.
But okay. You know what I was thinking? Just looking at this, also because I kind of want to see what it does. I'm liking the extra limbs.
It has to be thematically.
I'm a roper.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and look.
I mean, I don't have to have that. I'm just trying to.
Hey, you know what? As the game master, I want you in this instance to have as much agency as you can. So if you can sell me on it.
This isn't a real example. Well, the other one I was looking at was manipulate kinetic energy. Since I'm already spinning around.
That would definitely be thematically appropriate. But remember,
right, let's just go with that then.
Okay, manipulate kinetic energy. That's fine. So we'll go look at spin at high velocity. That's going to be PDF page 292.
To be fair, just so you know, I was picking also when I was doing this to look at different powers for people for the purpose of the stream as well.
I understand.
So what page did you say?
292. There we go. Spin at high velocity. Can spin himself at high velocity, but no ground friction is caused because the character is actually riding a small cushion of air. Spinning speed, 220 miles per hour plus 20 per level of experience. Traveling, 100 miles per hour plus 10 per experience. So spinning is 220, but moving using the spin is only 100.
I didn't even realize that was going to be part of it. So who put in chat the human tornado? Yeah, I wasn't even visualizing a human tornado.
But that's exactly what's going on. Deflect projectiles and gas attacks while spinning. Someone tries to shoot you, you're spinning, you're instantly going to deflect the damage, at least the large portion of it.
This is exactly what I was thinking of with the multiple limbs.
Or gas attack meant for the super being will be deflected and hit someone else. So you got to be careful of that.
Yeah.
You got to be careful of that. You are impervious to bullets, thrown weapons, and all gas attacks. That's good. Create and control mini tornadoes. There you go. Tiny tornadoes. Damage. One mini tornado strong enough to pick up, hurl, or knock down a man or as much as 300 pounds. This amount doubles at level 5 and 10. A mini twister is completely helpless. Caught in a mini twister is helpless while in the tornado. It dissipates after 1d4 melee rounds. But you're dizzy for 1d4 melee rounds. -2 initiative, -2 strike, parry, dodge. Legs are wobbly. Physical damage is a mere 1d4. It's only 1d4 damage. But you get the minus initiative, minus to hit.
My backstory is I sat on a sit and spin for too long. I got stuck there and I just...
There you go. But you can also toss a car at someone using this.
Yep.
And it will do the, car damage. Filling a fusillade with small debris while spinning. This power enables the character to use his spinning vortex to pick up and hurl pebbles, sand, dirt, dust, paper, and garbage. Unfortunately, this ability does not allow accurate aiming. Both friends and foes will be peppered with flying debris and particles. Get in your eyes, get in your nose, get in your mouth. Damage is 1d6 and it obstructs vision. Victims are -4 to initiative, -4 strike, parry, and dodge. Tunneling ability. This is what we talk about in chat. Tunneling ability. Super being has the ability to tunnel through soft earth or sand by spinning at high speeds like a drill. The friction caused by the character's passage superheats and tightly packs the sides of the tunnel, preventing collapse. That's nice. Spinning airborne leaps.
This is way better than plan control.
360-degree vision. You don't get dizzy, so you can see all around you at all times because you're spinning around in a circle all the time.
See, the radar would have been awesome.
radar would have worked. Like I said, radar was synergistic. Other abilities and bonuses. You can create a cushion of air to stop you by spinning so you can fall without harm. Excellent sense of balance. Duh.
I hope so.
Excellent sense of speed. Duh. +3 on initiative, +1 attack, +1 to strike, parry, and +3 to dodge, +6 to inflict damage from punches, kicks, and body blocks while spinning. You get a +6 to damage while spinning. Makes sense. plus 25 to SDC, plus 1d6 to PE, plus 1 to pull punch. That all sounds great. Spinning, it's not sexy, but it's got teeth.
So it's got a dumb name. I'm doubling down on the fact that I think the multi limbs would have worked because of. I'm not saying it's the best one, but we're because of the deflect projectiles, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, but you didn't need it to have that.
No.
So what was the other one? The other one was
oh crap!
What was your minor?
Let me scroll back up. 227. It was something up here. Manipulate kinetic. No, was it?
Yep,
kinetic
that was
energy?
it. Manipulate kinetic energy.
Okay.
Yep, that was it. So that's the minor and manipulate kinetic energy. And here we go. Page 236.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Manipulate kinetic energy. Range self or held object. Each kinetic attack or use of power counts as one action. The kinetic aura radiates around the character and protects him from kinetic attacks / energy. As a result, damage from a fall, explosion, punch, kick, bullet, arrow, sword, club is cut in half. Energy weapons, magic, and psionics do full damage. So you take half damage from physical attacks. Just all the time. Okay. All right. Increase kinetic force. The character can cause one of two things to happen. Increase the velocity to inflict greater damage on an object or yourself. Increase the velocity for greater range. Double normal range, but -2 to strike. In both cases, super being must physically hold charge with kinetic energy and hurl the item. I would say you can do this to yourself as well. While you're spinning, you can double the speed of your spin and or double the speed of your.
Can I make bigger movement. Tornadoes?
And make bigger tornadoes, yeah.
Yes.
Redirection. Any object super being has held, charged, and thrown can be mentally directed to do one of the following things while it's in motion. Return after it strikes, curve left or right, suddenly drop or jump out. Oh!
I can make boomerang tornadoes.
Yeah, no. If you pick up stones, charge them, spin at high speed, and hurl them, you no longer have the aim problem. Because you can mentally control them in flight.
Oh, and I have 360 vision.
Exactly. So you can.
I'm like a walking iron stone.
Deflect kinetic objects. Well, you already have this power as a spinner. You deflect kinetic objects, but this one allows you to deflect it where you want. Yes, it's a mental parry. You get a +4 to parry using this power, and it says here. I don't see anything here where it says there's a chance to hit folk.
But it does say only one object can be parried at a time.
Okay, yeah. All right, only one object. So if someone shoots you with a bullet, you would use this power instead of your spin at high velocity to deflect it. That way you wouldn't have a chance of hitting a friend. But if someone's like peppering you with 1,000 bullets, or if someone's hitting you with a AK, like 5 guys with AK-47s on full auto, you're probably going to want to spin. And it gives you some kinetic weapons, normal effective ranges, and damage. Remember, using your power, you can double the effective range and double the speed, so you can double the damage. One or the other.
I mean, it's definitely an interesting mix. I like this one a lot better than the last one. But to be fair, because people are putting in chat, about good players and so on and so forth. No, I generally agree with that. Like I said, you can make anything work. What you really need around you, though, is you need either a dungeon master, game master, sorry, that understands that. You also need to have characters at somewhat similar power levels, or the campaign has to adjust to allow everybody to be viable for because you can have.
If you are doing completely random, you can't do that. You just gotta work with what you got. That's just
right. I do agree with that. The thing is if you do that, though, I can see. Depending on how those roles go, been there, done that. That's why it's a concern to me. Been there, done that. Where you've got that one player that just accidentally, randomly wrote all the perfect stuff, and you're like, sure you did.
F you, dude. No, you didn't roll it in front of me. It didn't happen. All right, so that is how I do powers. 3 ways: completely random, guided random, and then random major. Or random 1 power to set a theme, and you and the character together choose the rest of your powers to fit that theme.
And we covered a bunch of different concept of powers. I showed a few other off on screen. Ultimately, you could pretty much make whatever character you want within the
Right.
construct of the game. So, yeah. All right. Do we have time for equipment? We got to have time for equipment. Just might have to cut it into a second video though.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Because you've got something to say about equipment. Let's look
I
at
do have
chat.
something to say about some of the equipment. Yes.
Watt said, "Would see invisible able to see the person who is invisible?" Well, I think that's in the name.
That's in the name. Yes. Yes. If you have the ability to see invisible things,
What about with the bend light? Would allow, I mean, I would still say probably yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would argue yes. I mean, there is an argument to be made that you're not invisible, you're bending the light around you, so technically there's no way for you to see it because nothing can be reflected back to your eyes. That's how sight works. I would say, dude, you're way overthinking this. This is a comic book game.
Yeah.
Come on. You're invisible. If you can see invisible, guess what? The guy's no longer invisible to you.
The main thing that I would say though is sauce for the goose, sauce for the gander. The GM can't allow his people to get by with it if you can't get by with it.
There you go.
And Max is getting lame powers.
These are not lame powers. That's spin at high velocity and manipulate kinetic energy. That is an excellent combo. And the invisibility and bend light, that basically makes you the greatest spy ever. You like the totally random powers? Hey, good for you.
Sometimes be less Avengers and more Mystery Man.
More Mystery Man.
But see, up until very recently, where there've been some other like The Boys and so forth, Mystery Man was my favorite superhero movie. So
yeah.
God, I remember you assholes sitting in the theater right off the bat, right when that movie started. It's like, I hate it when people chew with their mouth. I'm like, slow. This little guy just saved your life.
The rage builds.
Junk it. All right, let's. All right, so now we're going to talk about equipment. Where do we have equipment here? And for equipment, to be fair, Heathen Dog definitely has an important point to make, but we're just going to kind of scroll through it, show you, just give you a glimpse of so many of the things that you can have in this game. We're not going to describe all the pieces of equipment.
No. Equipment starts at PDF page 341. There we go. Equipment. It gives you all the different caliber of bullets, if you scroll down a little bit, and the damage. Now, we're going to start here because this is where I have a problem with it.
Oh, wow, right here, right at the beginning.
If you look at the bottom of that list, it gives you Teflon, exploding shell, dum-dum, and other things.
With all these
Teflon is armor piercing. But it doesn't say what armor piercing does. The exploding shell, they say what it does. It adds 2d6 to damage. But the dum-dum, the hell is it? It adds 1d6 to damage. That's great. But
so here's a quick ruling. Okay, whatever AR is on the thing, it just doesn't have now.
That is incorrect.
No, I know, I get it, but I'm just saying, just going like if I
you
had
want
to make a ruling at the table,
it bypasses armor. You can say that it bypasses armor. That's fine. Okay, but I wanted to know. So this game, if you scroll up a little bit at the top of this list, it says, hey, if you want, you go to a compendium of contemporary weapons,
which they don't sell anymore, I don't think.
Which, yeah, they don't sell anymore, but do this for reference. So, okay, you want to reference that? So I did. I got my copy.
I love that book, by the way. I love penetration value.
I know you do. And I read it. But the thing is, the contemporary weapon guide, it doesn't use armor rating. It uses PV, penetration value, and a class system for armor 1 through 5, I believe. It doesn't use armor rating. And there's no conversion for armor rating to PV value. There's no conversion chart. So, okay, it's a conversion. So I pulled out my Rift's conversion book. And I looked for it in there. I looked under Heroes Unlimited. I looked under Ninjas and Super Spies conversion. I looked under MDC to SDC conversion.
Hey, do you have the second conversion book?
No, I don't have it in physical form. It could be in the second book. I don't know. But I didn't find anything in there either. So I went to the Palladium forums. And I got nothing that was canon, but I got a whole lot of game masters who gave their opinion.
Did you ask it or research it?
How they did it in their game. And this is what I came up with. The majority of game masters use in Heroes Unlimited to make it simple because if you're playing Ninjas and Super Spies, it's more complex. Guns
Okay.
are more important because there's no superpowers, so it has a more complex structure. If you use the contemporary weapons guide, you're not using armor rating, you're using penetration value
Right.
and armor value, so it's completely different. But for Heroes Unlimited, to simplify it, this is what most game masters say. Armor penetrating rounds take away 2 to 4 points of the armor rating.
Oh, okay.
2 points if it's a handgun, 4 points if it's a rifle.
Okay, I can see that.
So, for
I
example,
don't know. That still seems a little light. 2 points, but
but
okay.
no, that's for a handgun, but a rifle has a lot more punch. So the armor plating, the armor piercing can really do some damage.
I think I'd be more happy if it was related to the dice of the damage. So if it's like a 5d6 damage, it reduces 5 to the armor. If it's a 2d6 damage weapon, it reduces 2 to the armor.
Again, they just
Simplistic. I got it.
the
Got it.
game masters were looking for simplicity.
Yep, I got it.
Okay, so if you have an armor rating, say of 17, your APS metal, and someone shoots you with an armor piercing bullet from a rifle, your armor is now 13 instead of 17, which is drastically reduced. Okay, but there's no increase in damage, because if you wanted that special increase in damage, you would get an exploding shell or a dum-dum, which gives you 2d6 or 1d6 extra on top of the normal bullet damage.
I don't know what it says about dum-dums in there, but for like hollow point have a hard time penetrating armor.
Yes.
Do lots of damage, but
I read a lot about that as well. And again, there's no ruling. In the compendium, it talks about hollow points. And it talks about how they have a penetrating value of -4. And I'm like, fuck that.
oh, is it -4?
-4 PV value. I
Oh,
believe
I thought it was -2. Okay.
I was -4. But again, it doesn't translate to armor rating.
Right.
So it's not helpful. So what I would do is I would say it increases the effective armor rating of your opponent by 4 for handguns and 2 for rifles.
So you could effectively have an armor rating doing that of 21, 22. 22,
Yes.
because I think the highest armor is 18, if I remember correctly.
Yes, correct. So you could have a if you're shooting a handgun. But the thing is, these hollow point bullets are made to expand and lose power when any kind of actual resistance is done. That's what they're made to hit flesh only, not armor. They work really crappy in armor. Again, there's no absolute ruling in the books or the forums that I could find that are canon, but on the forums where other game masters were talking about how they did it, this was generally how they did it.
And to be fair, remember, Kevin doesn't want it to be a simulation. He wants it to be cinematic. So it's a nice quick ruling. Doesn't have to make perfect sense. And I generally agree with that theoretically.
Yeah. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
All good. Now we'll move on to some of the cool stuff. Like, you don't have superpowers. Let's say, let's say you're a super sleuth, or you're God forbid stage magician.
You got comments about that.
and you are effectively crying about the horrible hand life has dealt you. Well, guess what? You have incendiary weapons, tear gas, grenades, explosives, body armor, binoculars, multi-optic headsets, supercom, surveillance equipment. You have all this stuff. Now, for example, let's say you were a really bad person in a past life, and now you're a stage magician. Okay, you've done bad things. You were probably Hitler before. Now you're a stage magician.
Well, there went monetization. Thanks.
So what do? Okay, well, we're going to get, say, nerve gas. PDF page 342.
Oh, gotta go back. I was just scrolling through stuff so people could see it. All right, where is it? Nerve gas? Knockout gas, nerve gas, paralysis.
There you go. This is gas that attacks a person's nervous system, in this case, causing paralysis. Takes effect within 2d4 melees, 2 minutes. Saving throw. If a character makes successful saving throw versus toxins, the body will have luckily fought off the effects, rolling a save throw each minute that they're in the gas, unless you have a gas mask on. So if you have knockout gas, tear gas, and nerve gas, you do tear gas, knockout gas, nerve gas, or nerve gas, knockout gas, tear gas in that order. And after a couple minutes, everyone's on the ground crying or unconscious or can't move. You just got to last long enough for that to happen. How do you do that? Armor. And that's at page 343. PDF page 343. It's actually end of 342.
Okay.
There we go. Body armor. Padded or quilt, soft leather, studded leather, chainmail. That is ancient armor. Then we move on to modern armor, which is the next page. Concealed, riot jacket, vest, point blank vest, hard armor vest, and then we have full suits of armor. And these are relatively cheap. Remember, if you are cursed at being a stage magician, you get like, even if you rolled badly, 10 grand for equipment. So you can buy hard armor with an AR-16 and 260 SDC. Now remember, this isn't natural armor. So if it bypasses your AR, it still goes straight to you. If it doesn't bypass the AR, it takes off the SDC of the armor. It's not natural armor. It's equipment armor. It's different.
But it still has 280. But in a superhero game, I don't know if 280 is really a lot.
280 is sufficient. Especially if you have tear gas, knockout gas, and nerve gas. You only have to last a couple of minutes before you win, right? So there you go.
Chat.
Let's see. Then we have all the optics. The multi-optics helmet's really cool. It's a special optical enhancement system built into a protective helmet. You get a targeting sight, infrared optics, telescopic lenses, thermographic imaging. Just
So
having
Apache
this helmet,
pilots.
just having this helmet on gives you a +1 to strike when the optics are engaged. And people who are invisible are not invisible to you because you have thermographic vision, unless they're like Schlo here, who also got bend light. Then you're just boned. You're just boned. Let's see, optic rangefinder for that for the artillery or the RPGs that you can buy.
You can tell the game's old. Cellular phone, high quality, $1,000.
$1,000 for no, that's a new iPhone, right? That's about $1,000.
Well, no, it's 120 for the telephone, $30 a month basic service. Man, I wish mine was that low. Plus cellular hours.
Yeah, okay. But then we have all the listening devices, bugs, ultrasonic sensors, bug detectors, all the surveillance devices, motion sensors, radar, sonar. There's basically all of the equipment is equivalent to a minor superpower, depending on the equipment you buy. Thermographic imaging helmet is equivalent to advanced sight thermographic vision.
VCR, no DVD players in this book yet.
No DVD players in this book.
Hi8 or VHS. I used Hi8. Oh my God.
But you can get an equipment that will simulate a minor superpower. You can get it. It's here. It's in here. So if you have enough money, you can get yourself a whole bunch of minor super abilities that just have charges, are expendable, or need batteries. There you go. So equipment really, really covers the distance between a non-superpowered individual and a superpower individual by simulating minor superpowers. So let's look at some chat.
I only have a couple.
Okay.
How much left? We got vehicles, motorcycles, hats, covering. Okay, and then ancient weapons. I don't think we really have to go.
Yeah, we're not going to go over ancient weapons. We did that in Palladium Fantasy.
CBK Plyce's armor rating
minus PV equals new AR. AR minus PV equals new AR. That's how I run it. Okay, great. So a PV of 6
Would take a 17 to what an 11.
It would take a 17 to an 11. Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
I did. But PV is equal to the caliber of the bullet, not an armor piercing bullet. Here in Heroes Unlimited, they have a special armor piercing bullet, no matter what caliber. So that's the difference. But I understand.
Yes,
Emotions
it's a mood
and
ring.
stress detector, a freaking mood ring, or a lie detector does the same thing.
I like mood ring better. What's wrong with Stage Mage? I played and loved it. Oh, different game. I
though,
didn't
yeah.
see that.
Yeah, you would have to
Hate yourself to play it in this one.
Yeah, you escape from hell because you were a stage mage, and
And
obviously
you
that's where
opened
you
up an
belong.
antique store that only sells in curses.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Quickly scroll through to see if there's anything else that's even remotely. Oh, these are experience levels. So we didn't really talk
yeah.
about experience. You know, this
Yeah,
might
we
be a
didn't
good
talk
thing
about
to.
experience at all. Each power category has their own experience table because they get front loaded or rear loaded at different times, power wise or ability wise. So they have different experience levels to go up, different experience values to go up experience level. Now, the one thing that Mega Hero has in common with all the other power categories is it has its own experience table, and it's drastic.
Oh God, yeah.
5,000 experience points to get to level 1, where everyone else is between 2,000 and 2,700. So it's almost double. It's actually double the average. Because
Experiments
Mega
are
Heroes
faster
are so
than
much
hardware.
more powerful.
That's lame.
What's lame?
Experiments I thought were kind of powerful, but it has the lowest chart.
Almost the nope. Lowest. Mutants are very powerful, and they're second lowest.
Yeah, that's weird.
You'd think that special training would be the lowest, but it's not.
Yeah, experiment
probably
is the
because
lowest.
of the ancient master, because no one's going to want to play stage magician.
Right. I mean, I'm not complaining. The numbers are so it's not that big of a deal. I mean, sure, maybe when you're
They're
looking
so
down
close that
Yeah.
whatever, right? I mean, 100 experience here, 50 experience there. Whatever. It's not that bad.
And there we go. Oh, Splugorth. We're not doing riffs yet.
Nope, not doing that yet. Blind warrior women. Love them. Love them.
What is this? He
More
doesn't
than
have
meets the eye.
Robotech anymore. Oh, he did that second edition or second version.
That's Invid Invasion, right? Because
No,
those are Invid mech in the back.
He had a whole new one. I cannot remember what happened. I think there's some legal things that happened, but he had a whole second like a edition or concept. Somebody in chat will put it in there. I don't think it used the Palladium rules though. Yeah, this right here, this box set. There you go. RPG Robotech Tactics. That's what it was called. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, it's more like a BattleTech board game.
I don't know much about it, but what I do know is that it caused a lot of controversy. When you talk about this is this Dead Rain. Yeah,
I don't think
we're not
doing
covering
that because Max doesn't like zombies,
and we're gonna run out of time. So
yeah, and that is it. That is it for Heroes Unlimited.
Are you ready to see what we're doing next week?
I don't know. I did not know who won the poll. I voted.
Did you? Okay.
I voted. Yeah.
I can't vote because I made it. I'll show it on screen just so everybody knows that we're not cheating here. Except I already know what it was. The one that won had such a big lead. I don't think that unless we got review bombed or something that anybody could catch up to it.
All right. What is it? Come on, hurry up.
I'm trying to. You keep talking to my ear here. Escapism, not respiration. Blah, blah. Shut up. All right. Share screen again. And boom. We had 3 polls total. Let me zoom in on that. First of all, oops, I fell in the wrong one.
We had a semifinal and then a final.
Yep.
And it looks like Experiment won.
Experiment won by a rather large margin. Mutant caught up because Alien was ahead for a while.
Yeah, I was hoping robotics would win because I wanted to show just the versatility of robotics.
I didn't put robotics on there. I was going to because I was going to do 2 and 2. But if you really look at it, the numbers were so low. I mean, it was out. mutants were just so far ahead. Here, at least you could see these two standing out.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Yeah, we'll stick it to that. I was kind of surprised because I thought mutants was going to win because of that, but nope. Experiment won.
All right. So this week I will make up a character as an experiment power category. I will do it by the book. All of my roles will be cataloged in our Discord server under the die roller section. So everything will be transparent. Every power I roll, every attribute I roll, every skill, if it has a roll for it, I will roll it, and I will tell you what I'm rolling for. Like I'm rolling for, powers. It's an experiment, so I will choose the super soldier option, and these are the things that I rolled. I rolled this, and this, and it gives me a bonus to this. This is what I rolled for that bonus. Everything will be cataloged, completely transparent. And then I will go through it next week on stream and show you the character sheet as the finished result. And like, subscribe. Sure.
And after that, then we go into
After the bomb. See, I took the lead on Heroes Unlimited, but Max is taking the lead on After the Bomb because I hate anthropomorphic animals. I hate bio E points. I hate that crap. It's garbage. Doesn't belong anywhere. But he loves it, so he's gonna take a lead on this one.
I like it in its own construct. I don't like mixing in. I don't need walking around animal creatures in my Dungeons and Dragons or whatever. It fits the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was the original. Actually, let me end this segment first. There's not much to end. So remember, that's how you play games. That's where you can find us, and that's our schedule.